Good day, everyone. I hope you're all doing well today. Before we delve into the intricacies of our report, let me extend a warm welcome to each of you. So, at this point, we will understand the formal and informal reports. So, by the way, I'm Carmel Jib Sipalay. This is Kitli Figuration. And the third one is Jem Orhel Mahosay. Before we proceed, let us see first the contents of this report. So, number one is we will discuss the meaning, characteristics, purposes of formal reports. Number two is we will find or discover the examples of formal reports. The third topic is we will discover the meaning, characteristics, and purposes of informal reports. The fourth one is we will see the examples of informal reports. And lastly, we will discover the key differences between formal and informal reports. Reports are integral to communication within organizations. They provide vital information, analysis, and recommendations to aid decision-making processes. Two primary types of report exist, formal and informal. This presentation aims to explore characteristics, purposes, and differences between formal and informal reports. So, at this point, Kitli Figuration will discuss the preceding slides about the formal reports.
So, what is formal reports? Formal reports are structured documents prepared in a standardized format, often following specific organizational guidelines. A formal report is an official report that contains detailed information, research, and data necessarily to make business decisions. This report is generally written for the purpose of solving a problem. Some examples of formal reports include inspection report and safety report. So from the word itself, no, formal, so it follows, nagasunod ni siya sa correct way of creating a report. So here are its 5 characteristics. So first is structured format. So structured format is it contains sections such as title, page, abstract, table of contents, introduction, body, conclusion, and recommendation. Reports are formal documents which can include headings, subheadings, numbered section, bullet point text, and graphics such as flowchart, diagrams, or graphs. All of these devices may be used to help the reader navigate the report and understanding its content. So second is impersonal tone, typically written in a third-person perspective. So one of the easiest ways to create a formal and impersonal tone is to avoid using personal pronouns such as I, you, we, us, our, your, my, me, and etc. Personal pronouns indicate the presence and perspective of the writer or the reader, which can make the text sound subjective, biased, or informal. So next, rigorous research requires thorough data collection, analysis, and validation. So rigorous research has limitation. When considering how to present findings, keep them in mind that acknowledging any limitation in your knowledge helps the audience to understand the result, believe in them, and act on the recommendation. So next, professional language uses formal language devoid of slang or colloquialism. So when making formal business report, it is important to use clear, concise, and professional language. This means using proper grammar and punctuation, avoiding slang or informal language, and using technical terms or industry-specific vocabulary when appropriate. So last is longer in length, tends to be more comprehensive and detailed. So a formal report tends to be longer, although again the quantity of pages or word is not defined. It may start at 10 pages and in some cases exceed 100 pages. So let's proceed to its purpose. First, informing stakeholders about significant findings, development, or outcomes. Second, making recommendations based on thorough analysis and research. Third, providing documentation for future reference or legal purposes. Lastly, in supporting decision-making processes at managerial or consecutive levels. So a formal report is an in-depth analysis used to assist leaders of business, industry, and government in the decision-making process. So the main purpose of formal reports is to present an analysis of data and other information, other conclusion, and provide recommendations to solve an identified problems.
Alright, so here's the example of the formal reports. So, the annual financial reports, the feasibility study, the research report, and the technical report. So, here's the annual financial report. Sample photo. So, an annual financial report is a comprehensive document that provides a detailed overview of a company's financial performance and position over the course of a fiscal year. It serves a key communication tool for stakeholders, including shareholders, investors, creditors, regulatory agencies, and other interested parties, to assist the financial health and sustainability of the organization. Next is the feasibility study. It is a systematic analysis and evaluation of the potential viability of proposed project, venture, or business data. Its primary objective is to assess whether the project is technically, financially, operationally, and economically feasible before committing significant resources to its implementation. Feasibility studies are commonly conducted before initiating new initiatives, launching new products or services, or making significant investments to mitigate risk and maximize the chances of success. Next is the research report. So research report is a detailed document that presents the findings, analysis, and conclusions of a research study or investigation. It provides a structured and systematic account of the research process, methodologies used, data collected, and results obtained. Research reports are commonly used in academic, scientific, business, and professional contexts to communicate research findings to a wider audience. And the fourth one is technical report. This document provides detailed information, analysis, and findings on a specific technical topic or subject matter. It is typically written by experts or professionals in a particular field, and its aim an audience with a background in that field. Technical reports are commonly used in engineering, science, technology, and other technical disciplines to communicate research, experiments, designs, evaluations, or technical information to stakeholders, colleagues, or clients. So, next is Jem will go beyond discussing the informal reports.
Good day everyone, I am General A. Mausay and I am here to report about informal report. Informal reports are less structured documents used for internal communication within an organization. It refers to a less formal, more casual type of document used to bring information or findings within an organization. It is typically shorter in length and less structured compared to a formal report. and it is often used for internal communication purposes and are not usually intended for external or formal presentations. And they may be written in a more conversational tone and may not strictly adhere to the traditional report format. But they still provide an accurate summary of relevant information and insights to inform decision making within the organization. And here are some characteristics of informal reports. Flexible format can vary in structure and length based on the context and purpose. Personal tone, often written in a first or second person with a conversational style. Relatively brief, focuses on key points without extensive elaboration. Informal language may include slang or informal expressions depending on the audience. Less rigorous research may involve informal observations or data collection methods. And here are the purposes of informal reports. Sharing updates or progress on ongoing projects. Seeking feedback or opinions from colleagues. Communicating routine information within departments. And making formal recommendations or suggestions. And here are some examples of informal reports. Progress updates. Progress update is a report that is brief and casual and that provides a summary of the progress made on a project or task. It is typically used within a team or department to keep everyone informed about the status of ongoing activities. Meeting minutes. It is a type of informal report that summarizes the overall discussions and results from the meeting. Inter-office memos. It is an internal document written to inform employees of the company or organization's policy, procedures, and announcements, events, or to give instructions. It may include some of the following sections. Header, labeled as Inter-Office Memorandum. And lastly, the email communications or electronic mail communication. It is a computer-based application for the exchange of messages between users. It allows users to communicate people across the globe, and it is quickly received, and it has the advantage in timeliness and flexibility.
Alright, so here's the sample report of the progress updates. So, the informal nature of the progress updates reflects their function as a tool for ongoing communication and collaboration within a team or organization. They prioritize timelines, clarity, and relevance over formality, making them well suited for regular updates on the status of projects or end tasks. So, and here's the sample of the meeting minutes. It is informal nature of this is the informal nature of the meeting minutes. It reflects their function as a tool for documenting and communicating the outcomes of meeting is in a clear, concise, and accessible manner. They prioritize accuracy, relevance, and timelines over formality, making them well suited for internal communication within organizations. And next is the inter-office memos. So it is informal because they are tailored to the internal communication that needs of an organization, fostering efficient and collaborative interaction among co-workers in a familiar and informal setting. And lastly, the ML communication. So as you see, they use a personal tone between Tara and I think his friend. So ML communication can be informal. It's important to recognize that the level of formality may vary depending on the context, audience, and purpose of the communication. In some cases, such as professional correspondence with clients or formal announcements within an organization, ML communication may adopt a more formal tone and structure. So, as you can see, this there are where the email come from, and there is the subject and also the message. So we will read it. Dear Tara, hope you are doing well and are happy with your new life and a new job in a new city. Since you moved to a new Delhi for work, we have no long conversation like before. Also, I miss our group study sessions, cafeteria conversations, and the fun that we had during the cultural events in college. So, it's more on personal tone. So that's the example of the informal email communications. So, lastly is the key differences. We will see the differences between formal and informal reports. So as structure, the formal reports is highly structured while the informal reports is flexible. So, and in terms of tone, formal reports is impersonal while the informal reports is personal. And in terms of length, the formal reports is longer while the informal reports relatively brief. So, in terms of language, formal reports is formal and informal reports is informal. In research, formal reports is rigorous while informal reports is less rigorous. And lastly, the audience. So informal reports, it's often higher level management, and the informal reports, colleagues or immediate superior. So using formal language is appropriate in professional setting such as business correspondence, academic writing, or official reports, whereas informal language is more suitable for casual conversations, personal emails, or social media interaction. When it comes to formal and informal reports, it's essential to remember their distinct processes and audiences. For formal reports, precision, professionalism, and adherence to established conventions are key. They serve as authoritative documents for decision-making and communication with external stakeholders. On the other hand, informal reports prioritize clarity, brevity, and accessibility. They foster efficient communication among colleagues and facilitate quick updates and exchanges of information within an organization. Understanding when to employ formal or informal language is crucial for effective communication. Tailoring your communication style to the context and audience ensures that your message is received and understood appropriately. So, in conclusion, both formal and informal reports serve essential functions within organizations. Understanding their differences in structure, tone, and purpose is crucial for effective communication. By selecting the appropriate type of report, organizations can ensure that information is conveyed efficiently and accurately to the intended audience. So that's all, guys. Thank you for listening. God bless us all. Bye-bye.